Most job interviews are actually won or lost in the first 90 seconds. It's not really about having these perfect memorized answers, it's about having the right game plan. So, in this explainer, we're going to give you that exact playbook to help turn all that interview anxiety into total confidence.
Okay, here's our roadmap. First, we'll get into the hidden rules of the game, what interviewers are secretly looking for. Then, we're going to help you craft your professional story so you can make a powerful first impression. After that, we'll tackle those super tricky behavioral questions with a little secret weapon. We'll even show you how to flip the script and interview them. And finally, we'll seal the deal with a follow-up that leaves a great lasting impression.
All right, let's dive right in. I want you to forget what you think you know about interviews. The truth is, most hiring managers kind of make up their minds in the first few minutes, long before you get to the really tough questions. It's not about your resume at that point. It's about signaling the right things right from the get-go.
So, what is the secret? What are they really looking for when you sit down? It's not a perfect track record or some genius answer to every question. Nope. It's something way more fundamental. See, they're just trying to answer three basic questions about you. And if you can help them do that, you are in great shape. Here they are. Number one, can you actually do the job? That's all about competence. Number two, can we work with you? Are you a good fit? That's compatibility. And number three, probably the most underrated one, can you learn fast? That's coachability. Every single story you tell, every answer you give, should be aimed at proving at least one of these three things. So let's move on to the first big hurdle where you can show off all three of those qualities, that dreaded opening question. This is your moment to make a killer first impression by totally mastering your professional story. This question. It sounds so simple, right? But it trips up so many people because it's just so open-ended. You either get their entire life story or they just start listing off things from their resume. But don't worry, there's a simple, really elegant framework to absolutely nail this. I want you to think of your answer like a movie trailer for your career. It's got to be short, punchy, and super compelling, right? It should leave them wanting to know more. And this framework, this is the script that's going to make that happen. Here's how it works. It's pretty simple. You start with the present. Here's what I'm doing right now. Then you connect it to the past. Here's the relevant experience that brought me to this point. And finally, you pivot to the future. And here's why this specific role is the perfect next step for me. See? It creates this perfect little story. Now, few extra tips to really make it shine. Keep it tight. Seriously, 60 to 90 seconds is the sweet spot. Make sure you customize it for the job you're actually interviewing for. And this is a big one. Always stay positive. Never, ever badmouth a former boss or company. You want to be focused on your bright future, not any drama from the past. Okay, you've nailed the opening. Awesome. Now for the main event, the behavioral questions. I know, these can be a little stressful, but they're not actually designed to trip you up. They're your big chance to shine, and I'm about to give you the secret weapon for acing them. Whenever you hear this phrase, tell me about a time when, a little alarm should go off in your head. The idea here is pretty simple. Your past behavior is the best predictor of your future performance. They want evidence, not just you saying you're a team player. So how do you give them that proof without just rambling? You use the STAR method. This is going to be your absolute best friend for structuring your answers. It's a simple acronym: situation, task, action, and result. And it helps you turn these vague experiences into really compelling stories backed up by evidence. Let's just walk through an example. Situation: you had a slacker on your team. Task: you still had to get a good grade. Action: notice the word here is I. I scheduled a chat. It's about what you did. And then, the most important part, the result. You submitted on time and got an A. That's that specific, measurable outcome they love to hear. And this is where you can really see the magic of the STAR method. I mean, look at the weak answer. It's so vague, right? Totally forgettable. But the STAR answer, it's concrete, it shows off your skills, and it ends with a number, a real result. Now that makes an impact. All right, here it is, the question everyone dreads. But listen, this question isn't really about your weakness. It's a test. They're testing your self-awareness and your commitment to actually growing as a person. So let's diffuse this honesty trap, okay? The formula is pretty straightforward. First, you state a genuine but non-critical weakness. And please, don't say I'm a perfectionist. Then, describe the specific actions you've taken to work on it. And finally, share the positive result. You see, you're not just admitting a flaw, you're telling a powerful story about personal growth. Now, let's fast forward to the end of the interview. This is where the power dynamic can really shift. The interviewer is done with their questions, and now it's your turn. And trust me, this is a really critical moment. When you hear these words, don't just see it as a formality. This is your chance to interview them. The questions you ask reveal so much about how you think, what's important to you, and just how serious you are about the role. So the answer to this question is always, and I mean always, yes. Saying no basically signals that you're not that interested or you didn't prepare. You absolutely must have some questions ready to go. And this isn't the time to ask about salary or vacation days. Ask smart, insightful questions like these. They show you're already thinking like a member of the team, how to succeed, how to contribute, and how to fit into the culture. These are the kinds of questions that future top performers ask. So the interview is over. You've left the building or you've logged off the call. But guess what? You're not done yet. There is one last, crucial step that so many candidates skip, and it can be the tiny detail that puts you right over the top. And that crucial point is this: sending a simple, professional thank you email within 24 hours. It's not just about being polite. It confirms that you're still interested and it shows you are actually paying attention. It's one last positive touch point you get to make before they decide. And look, here's a perfect template. It's clean, it's short, it's human. The key is that personalized sentence right in the middle, where you mention one specific thing you talked about. It proves you were listening and it makes the whole thing feel genuine, not just like a copy and pasted message. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's really a shift in your mindset. A job interview isn't a test to see how smart you are. It's a test of how clearly you can communicate your value. If you can master that clarity, you can master any interview.